I've been grinding out Season 3 in Johnny, and I've really been surprised about how much these changes shake up the game and how fun Johnny is. So in this video, I want to go through some of the highlights of Johnny and the new patch. And of course, the first thing I have to show, Johnny's advanced movement option. Yeah, so what that is, it's a misfire. You go into this misfire stance and you can dash cancel. And if you RC it like the perfect frame, it's really hard. I don't think you'd ever do it in a match. You can basically teleport with Johnny. Really cool. Honestly, Johnny has a lot of cool intended things as well. One of my favorite things about Johnny so far has been this vault move. So this can kind of work as like a throw bait, but it's a little slow. So they can obviously like just hit you out with like a 6P or something like that, or like a 5P if they're really looking for it. But it has a follow up, right? And there's this card, but it's generally unsafe. So like on block, you can just throw him, you see that's this punishable. But one of the things I've been playing around with is that if you delay this to the max, because you don't have to do the follow-up at set timing, you can like super delay it like this. Not only do you get a combo off of it, but it makes it safe as well. And then you get Oki after too. And that's where I also think this character shines. So when there's a card on the ground like this, so let's say after a vault knockdown, you can hit the card with OTG Misfinder like this. Or you can do instant jump Misfinder like that and you get a full combo. Because the instant jump Misfinder hits the card and it pops them up and you get a lot more hit advantage. And the cool thing about this is it hits crouchers, right? It's an instant overhead. It's less than 20 frames. It's faster than Uncharged Dust. I think someone said like 17 frames or something. So this means this character has true 50-50 mix on a knockdown. Obviously, you can like reversal out and that sort of thing. But that's kind of the vibe I get from this character is you either want to land a combo or you want to land a throw. And you can get very similar Oki on his throw too, where you throw the card and then right, you go for an instant overhead like that. This character is a neutral monster, but once he gets the hit, he can kind of mix you up too. And I really like those kind of style characters. And by neutral monster, I mean look at some of the range of these normals. This is a 6H, reaches crazy far, and it's cancelable. I thought for sure this like move wouldn't be cancelable, but you can do a lot of cool stuff off of it. A couple other really good normals, like obviously has like Misfinder for just spacing or anti-air. The 6P is okay. That's probably like the one button I'm like, damn, he has all these cool buttons, but if it's not a sword button, it's not that great to be honest. But yeah, even just like using the cards, the card is so fast, and then you can like kind of use this to control space. You can do a lot of cool like anti-air stuff with Johnny too. So if you're tired of playing the ground game, you can air dash in, do stuff like this. You can jump, dash. You also have this, I lied about all normals being asked because this move seems really nice. It's also special cancelable too. I'm not quite sure the combo you get on normal hit, but you can at least get like a Misfinder, which is like pretty crazy for like a half screen normal. You have to do like a dash cancel Misfinder, and I don't know what you get after that, but you get the idea. The other cool thing I like about this is he has this Insignia move, which is like, it's okay. Like you think you can throw it out neutral, but it really doesn't have that much range. But where it really shines is his throw bait situations, right? So this character is really good at getting into your face and going for a strike throw because he has a couple different options. One of them is going for like a, you can frame trap with Misfinder, or you can fake the frame trap and dash in and go for a throw, right? But in a lot of these situations, because you're so close, it's kind of hard to mix up. Let's say like here, where the dash puts you like literally point blank, and you try to walk back, you can't walk out, fast enough. So this is where Insignia comes into play. Dash forward Insignia, and if this Insignia hits even on just a regular hit, right, you get a combo that ends in this, which ends in the Oki, and then you get instant overhead pressure. Really, really cool concept. Another place this is really good, they get after vault. So you can go vault, you can either go for a throw, or you can go for land Insignia and beat the throw attempt. And again, the cool thing about Insignia too is like this move is literally, it's like safe. It's like minus like 2 or something. So you can just do it and then you don't really have to worry about getting punished or anything like that. So think of it as like a neutral heavy character that has like a couple tricky tools that can be used to enforce a strike throw once you condition them to sit still. Because that's the important part is like they can kind of disrespect like vault, for example, but as long as you do the follow up or you have 50 meter or you like learn the timing for the delayed follow up to keep yourself safe, then you can kind of mix your stuff. All right, so we're gonna look at some Johnny footage, but I also want to share with you guys what I've learned about Bridget and Eno. So Eno actually feels pretty good this patch. This new move I think is insane. This move is effectively plus on block because you can land and do something, or you can like air dash and go for a mix. Because this is a guard crush that is interruptible, but it's really hard to interrupt. So like, let's say, take for example, Johnny does a 6p on block. It just beats the 6p, so it's really, really good. And obviously, like, you can mix up between like not canceling the air dash. Yeah, you basically have to interrupt it before it comes out, which is really tricky when you're also looking for something like this, or looking for like a rehover, or looking for an S-stroke. It makes stuffing her options during her offense really tricky, right? So before, after like a close slash, you got this, right? They're not very impressive, but now you can go into the new special, go into H dive kick, and you get all that meterless. So you get like 40-50 extra damage and corner off of your like bread and butter. I'm sure there's gonna be more stuff that people figure out too. So overall, I think Eno's in a great spot this patch. I'm looking forward to seeing what people cook up with her. Bridget also feels pretty similar. I'm not sure who I'm gonna main this patch. I'm obviously gonna give Johnny a really good try, but Bridget feels really similar. Like, you can't quite do this mix-up anymore because you can just fly over them, which is kind of unfortunate. This happens, right? So it's not like that great of a mix-up, but you can still do this. Which I think this can be really tricky to block. But that's the main thing I noticed, is that you can't quite do the same mix-ups you used to be able to after you Kickstart My Heart. But everything else she has is pretty similar, and she got some new combos too. I'm gonna pull a random Bridget Twitter clip. I don't know what the optimal combos with her. I think it's gonna take a little bit to figure out. But the cool thing is, in the pre-patch, a lot of her combos were kind of janky. They're really weight dependent, but since everyone's a medium weight, I wouldn't be surprised if you start seeing combos like this more, because it's more feasible to go against these combos because they work against everyone in the cast. But I think one of the best things about Bridget is that she can use Wild Assault pretty well. So one of the issues I had with Bridget was that if you were to do just like a normal combo, this is like all you get. But now, like, she can use Wild Assault to extend her combo. Right, but you can get something like that. You get wall break from a situation you wouldn't necessarily get wall break, and you don't need to spend 50 meters, so you can go for your super and the safe jump. And we all know how scary Bridget is with positive bonus and a safe jump after a super wall break. So I think that's a big change up. I think a lot of characters can use Wild Assault well, and that's like the main meta defining thing I've seen. And this is a really innovative post by SQ. The thing that Wild Assault does is it also takes away your burst meter. So let's say you try to DP, you can Wild Assault punish the DP, and it actually takes away a little bit of the burst meter, and then you can literally just get a burst safe combo on them, which I think completely changes the meta. And a lot of characters also have this phenomena. If they do like a round start button, they can get a wall break, which in previous Guilty Gear iterations, getting a wall break was like literally death. Now, I don't know if that's quite the state because you recover burst so quickly, and pause is not as strong because you generate a lot of burst when you get wall broken. But still, the fact that this locks you out of burst and you get a guaranteed wall break from a round start button, and this is not just something Ram can do, this is something a few other characters can do that I've seen on Twitter, seems insanely strong, which kind of changes the round start meta. But yeah, here's another example of the round start Wild Assault by Razzo. So it seems like that's also burst safe too. So the fact that like there's quite a few characters that can get a wall break from missing round start seems kind of insane. So I think this will be a very defining thing in the meta. Certain characters that can do this and then just steamroll after, I think have to be pretty strong in this version of the game. All right, so let's take a look at a Guilty Gear GOAT themselves, Mochi. As you guys know, the Arc Revo champion, also playing Johnny. Probably just testing out the character if I had to guess. Soul seems extremely strong. But yeah, I just want to point out some of the things that I see initially about this character. Now, Happy Chaos seems pretty similar to his previous version. Apparently, he does less damage. I mean, most characters do less damage, but we'll see. All right, Throki. Oh, no. Oh, that's... I don't know about this Johnny. It is day one, guys. It is day one. I don't know quite what I was expecting for the optimal Johnny play. Well, we'll give Mochi a shot, one round. We'll give him one round. That's unsafe. All right, no, you know what? I lied. Arc Revo champ. I know he's the Arc Revo GOAT, but we got to click on a different video. Well, speaking of a goat, let's talk about our Bridget goat Hoochu. Let's see what this guy's cooking up. Obviously, XYZZY, one of the strongest, not the strongest Axel in the world. This guy is super, super strong. I know everyone was dooming about Axel, but it turns out the character is still pretty good. And I have to imagine this matchup does not look fun. Oh no, he just tried to do the deflect there, which I don't think the deflect is actually that good. Especially considering how strong Wild Assault is, giving you conversions, giving you wall break. I feel like deflect is going to be something that's only good for like, I need to get out of the situation no matter what in like a risk-free way. Think of like having to defend against Amelia tandem top, for example. You deflect, really cuts down our options because you know you're going to make contact with the tandem top. That was a really good sequence. The thing is, yeah, Johnny's range is really good, and any knockdown he gets, he can always check you from doing something else, right? So he actually gets pretty decent Oki. He can at least force you to sit still, and then once he forces you to sit still, then he can start to do other things. Now, Hoochu is an Arc System Works employee. I don't think people know that. That's why we never see Hoochu in like official tournaments and whatnot. He's actually banned from competing. That's an example of using the Wild Assault to combo. And now this didn't combo because I don't think this actually combos against anyone. Oh, he thought he was going to be close enough for the... I see what happened. He basically tried to do that. So it looks like there is certain like range dependent properties on Wild Assault. And so what happened here is he thought he'd be close enough to get the close slash, and the close slash didn't come out because he was too far, and then he didn't get the combo, and then he just interrupted the vault. Standard axle pressure. Oh yeah, so one of the weaknesses, Johnny has a couple weaknesses, right? One of them is he doesn't have an invincible DP, so he does have to use meter to get out of pressure, but that super is invincible. The other thing is that his movement, he has like a non-standard dash, so I think dash blocking in this game is incredibly strong. It's probably some of the best dash blocking I've ever seen in any fighting game, because you can pretty much do it risk-free, but Johnny can't do that because he has kind of like a standard like Street Fighter dash, right? So I think that's definitely one of his weaknesses, that he might have trouble approaching because of that weird dash. It's funny I'm saying he's having trouble approaching where you're approaching on Axel. Again, you have big buttons and very brawlic moves like that vault, and I think that really helps. Vault plus RC I think is going to be a very strong move. And it's basically a neutral skip, and you get like you probably get a 50-50 after too. Yeah, look at this pressure. I've talked to a few people like Kizzy, and they think Johnny is very strong in this game. I'm quite not sure because it is still like really early, but I can see this character being quite good as well. He just seems to have all the tools, but you know, he might suffer a little bit on defense. He might suffer a little bit in neutral against certain characters that can kind of stuff his approach. Interesting deflect. Again, you don't really get much off of that deflect. That's the issue, is like, yeah, it got you out, but you didn't really get a punish and you spent like half your burst, right? I feel like a lot of times like gold burst would be better as a defensive option, but you do build burst back so fast in this game, right? Oh my god, that Wild Assault. You could probably kill our wall break without it. Nice misfire punish. That's so cool. Those misfires are all minus, and some characters can actually punish the misfire if you are close enough. It wouldn't surprise me if Axel's one of those characters, but again, I lack of character knowledge. Oh, let's go. You're dead. Super. Yep. What's my name? Yeah, Johnny's so cool. So anyways, guys, let me know what you think about Johnny in the comments below. I think this character is super sick. And like, share, and subscribe if you want to see more Guilty Gear content. Depending on Hacker Man, if Hacker Man strikes, I don't know how much content I'm going to be making. But this version seems really fun. So hope you guys support me if I keep doing more Guilty Gear content. Anyways, take care, y'all. Peace.